So people are siding with the country at war, but make no mistake, I won that fight in my opinion, and I'll be back. I've got a rematch clause.
Tyson Fury argues that his first fight with Usyk was swayed by geopolitical factors, claiming the war in Ukraine influenced the judge's decision. Oleksandr Usyk firmly states that he believes he was the true winner of their first fight, standing by his controversial claim that the judges may have been influenced by external factors, such as the war in Ukraine. His words suggest a belief that the decision was swayed by circumstances beyond the fight itself. While his confidence in this assertion is clear, it may not sit well with Fury's camp and fans. Usyk's refusal to apologize or retract his statement adds a layer of tension as he stands firm in his version of events. This strong stance sets the stage for Fury's response, which comes with its own confidence and conviction.
My hands was here. I win. Thank you God. But if Tyson think what Tyson win, no problem. For me, no problem. Listen, we have one more fight.
In response, Fury acknowledges Usyk's victory on paper, but maintains without hesitation that he was the true winner. He reflects on the close nature of the decision, asserting that his belief in his own performance remains unshaken. Despite the strong words exchanged, Fury emphasizes that there is no animosity between them. However, the underlying tension between the two is apparent, with Fury's self-assuredness standing in contrast to Usyk's firm belief in his own triumph. As both men prepare for the rematch, the sense of anticipation only grows.
You thought the judges gave it to him because his country was at war. Do you regret saying that?
No, I don't regret anything. Why would I regret that? It was a close fight. Usyk got the raise like he just said. He won the fight, fair play to him. Don't make excuses. I believe I won the fight, that's my opinion. Just like if you had an opinion, he had an opinion, everybody had an opinion.
Fury also highlights his resilience, pointing to Usyk's inability to land a decisive blow during their first encounter. Despite Usyk's efforts, Fury claims that he was never in danger, underscoring his own durability. This commentary reflects Fury's psychological approach to the rematch, positioning himself as the more resilient fighter. While this display of confidence may seem like a challenge, Usyk is focused on the future, implying that the next fight could unfold differently.
10 clean shots on the chin. No canvas touch.
Yeah.
You're in the rematch. Okay. Like Tupac said, you hit me with your best shots and couldn't do all. You know what's coming for you. I'm gonna you up, bitch.
Usyk acknowledges that both he and Fury are well aware of each other's strengths and fighting styles. However, he suggests that the rematch will be a different story, hinting at possible adjustments and surprises that could change the course of the fight. His composed confidence indicates that he believes he is prepared to adapt, making it clear that he is not approaching the rematch with the same mindset as before.
Because Tyson know what I do, I know what Tyson do. It's will be a different fight.
Adam Smith hypes up Usyk's legendary career, calling him a boxing phenomenon for beating Chisora, Joshua, and possibly Fury again, which would solidify his place in the Hall of Fame. He also points out the surprising decline of Tyson Fury, who looked unbeatable after his wins over Chisora and White. But after his recent performances against Usyk and Ngannou, there are real doubts about whether Fury is still at his best, making the next fight crucial.
In the time I had in camp, he just is relentless and he enjoys it, and it's part of his DNA. He plays football, he swims, he juggles, he's just a one-off, he really is. But he's a smaller man. It's amazing what he's done, what he's achieved, to beat Chisora, to beat Joshua twice, to beat Fury, to beat Dubois. It's incredible. Can he do it again? If he does it, he cements his legacy forever.
Simon Jordan highlights Fury's impressive past, wins over Dillian White and Derek Chisora, but he points out that these victories have led people to overlook the decline seen in Fury's more recent fights. He stresses that after Usyk and Ngannou, doubts are growing about whether Fury is still at his peak. Is Fury still the same fighter? Jordan raises the crucial question, emphasizing that his recent performances haven't inspired confidence.
Was probably the most challenging heavyweight fight, to some extent, that Usyk had for a period of time. There's an argument that Daniel Dubois, can feel very hard done by in the fight about a low blow that Usyk managed to find his way around. So he's not unbeatable, he just hasn't been beaten yet. And if Fury can go back, somehow turn the clock back, and find whatever balance he needs to find. I think fighting people like Derek Chisora doesn't help him, because I don't think he was fighting the elite in the division that prepared him to fight the elites.
Lennox Lewis, the last undisputed heavyweight champion, had been closely watching the first fight between Usyk and Tyson Fury, eager to see who would emerge as the next dominant figure in the heavyweight division. Now, with the sequel on the horizon, Lewis is once again preparing to observe the battle between the two titans. Speaking to IFL TV, Lewis shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch. Fury knows what he needs to do. He said, he's been at the bottom, he's been at the top, and right now, he's at the bottom. He knows the route to get back to the top, and he understands what it will take to get there. Lewis expressed confidence in the potential for a thrilling contest. It's going to be a great fight. Fury wants to be undisputed as well. When he looks at the fight, he knows there are a couple of things he could have done differently, and he's going to go in there and make those adjustments. Tom Aspinall shared his insights on the eagerly awaited rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, emphasizing the rarity and importance of this unification bout in the heavyweight division. Reflecting on the unpredictable nature of the sport, he praised the extraordinary skills of both fighters. Fury's remarkable blend of size, agility, and technical ability, combined with Usyk's tactical mastery and exceptional precision, makes this clash a true showcase of heavyweight boxing at its finest. Aspinall acknowledged the challenge in predicting a winner, underlining the fight's potential to define the sport's legacy.
We all know my predictions may be the worst online, but you guys keep tuning into them, you guys keep asking me the questions, I'm going to give you the answers. This is a rare thing, unifying the division in boxing, heavyweight boxing especially. Very, very special moment for boxing. Very tough fight to pick. You got to remember last time when we were doing it, Ngannou and Joshua, I give it a slight edge to Ngannou. Obviously, oh no, I give a slight edge to Joshua. I said it was going to be a close fight. Obviously, it wasn't a close fight. That's heavyweight combat sports. Hold my hands up. I apologise. This time, though, focusing on this time, unbelievable skill from both guys. Tyson Fury, 6'9", very, very rare of a guy that big to move like that and have the skills that he possesses. Usyk, absolutely unbelievable fighter, unbelievable approach to the game. But
Jamie Moore suggested that Tyson Fury could enhance his chances in the rematch by utilizing his size and strength to create a more physical contest. He recommended focusing on body shots early to wear down Usyk, making the fight increasingly difficult for him. This approach would limit Usyk's ability to rely on his technical finesse and agility, especially in the later rounds. Moore stressed that disrupting Usyk's rhythm and neutralizing his adaptability would be crucial for Fury to secure victory.
Tyson Fury can drag him into a dogfight like I thought he should have approached the first fight, because when you've got so much size and weight advantage, you've got to utilise it, and I don't ever think someone who's so ring savvy and experienced and learns from a fight as it progresses. Usyk is so well versed in that. He adapts to you so well. You can't allow him to go into the second half of the fight where he's just being outboxed, but he's not being outmanned. And I feel like Fury's got to outman him, drag him into an ugly fight, work his body, and make sure he's fatigued going into the second half of the fight so he can't run away with it.
Jay Opetaia expressed his excitement for the rematch, noting that both fighters are now more familiar with each other's styles, which only heightens the intrigue of the bout. Opetaia believes that Fury has the tools to defeat Usyk, but stressed that the key to victory will be Fury's ability to execute his strategy effectively on fight night.
Yeah, that's a good fight. You know, I'm excited for this second fight. You know, I feel like they both sort of know each other now, and I feel like Fury, he's got the tools to beat, you know, Usyk, but he just needs to apply them.
Tony Bellew predicted a more decisive outcome in favor of Usyk in the rematch, pointing out the challenges Tyson Fury faces when fighting against Usyk's ability to operate from the back foot. While Fury pressured Usyk in their first encounter, Bellew noted Usyk's defensive skills and counterpunching as significant advantages. He suggested that overcoming Usyk will require Fury to master consistent counters, feints, and superior technique, areas where Fury still has room for improvement.
But if I'm being totally honest, do I think he'll win? No. I think he'll lose again, and this time I think he'll lose really, really clearly, because Usyk this time will go on the back foot, And that is the worst nightmare for for Tyson Fury, because that's one that he can't control. You've got to understand, Cougs, he pressed the whole fight. He walked the 6'9", 20-stone man down. He walked him down and bullied him. Imagine what he does when he fights to his attributes and fights to his best, because his best is fighting on the back foot. Anyone who studies and knows Usyk the way I know him, and I studied him, is you'll know that you've got to bring him to you, and that's the way to beat him. But you've got to counter him and feint, and you've got to be able to sharpshoot with him, you've got to be able to box with him, you've got to be able to offset him, but you've got to be able to continuously do all these things round after round. I couldn't, because guess what? I got tired. I was fucked after 6 rounds or 7 rounds of doing it.
Johnny Nelson weighed in on the rematch, asserting that unless Tyson Fury adjusts his strategy, the outcome is likely to mirror their first encounter. He emphasized that Usyk has now developed a clear game plan to defeat Fury, having already shown his ability to hurt him with speed, precision, and technical brilliance. Usyk, now more aware of what to expect from Fury, is poised to leverage his advantages, particularly his refined approach and sharp tactical awareness.
Tyson Fury doesn't change anything like he keeps saying he's not, then the result will be exactly the same. If Tyson Fury... The problem is, Usyk now has a blueprint for beating Tyson Fury. But Usyk now knows, he doesn't think, now knows he can hurt Tyson Fury. Now knows he's a bit faster, a bit sharper, he can get away with certain things. He knows this. Usyk was coming in around the 15-stone bracket. And so he knows he has the speed, he has the power, and he has the boxing ability to beat him.
Richard Torres Jr., the Olympic silver medalist and emerging heavyweight star, finds the rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk to be a particularly intriguing spectacle. While he acknowledges Usyk's clear victory in their first encounter, Torres points to Fury's renowned resilience as a critical factor in the rematch. He suggests that Usyk's path to refinement seems more straightforward, while Fury must work on enhancing his footwork and tactical execution to reclaim his dominance in the division. Although Torres slightly favors Usyk, he acknowledges that Fury's physical strength and adaptability could play a pivotal role in tipping the balance in his favor.
Like, Usyk definitely won that first fight, but it was still a close fight. You know, there was like Tyson was doing his thing. I'm excited for the rematch. I've been just a fan of Tyson from an early age, and I've tried to mimic some of Usyk's style. So I have some skin in the game for both sides, but I'm just looking for a good fight. I think that Usyk kind of has a little bit more of a game plan now that he could double up on, and I think that Fury needs to kind of switch up what he needs to do. He needs to get on his feet more. He needs to box. He needs to kind of show a little different facets that he has shown before, but he needs to bring back. But I think it's easier for Usyk to double down than it is for Tyson to change. So I'm leaning a little more towards Usyk, but Tyson Fury, you know, he's a heavyweight. He's a puncher. He has a punch. He has a punch, and he can do what he needs to do.
George Groves, the former super middleweight world champion, predicts a win for Oleksandr Usyk in the upcoming rematch against Tyson Fury. Reflecting on Usyk's transition to the heavyweight division, Groves recalls how many initially doubted Usyk's ability to compete against bigger opponents like Anthony Joshua, especially when Fury was still emerging as a dominant force. Groves highlights that despite the argument that Fury's size could overpower Usyk, it is ultimately Usyk's superior boxing skills that will prove to be the decisive factor in the fight.
Where do you stand on that? What do you think? I know you was quite strong on that as well. I think that you went Usyk as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked Usyk to beat Fury. I remember when Usyk first moved up to heavyweight, I said he's a dark horse, don't write this guy off. You know, we've seen cruiserweights move up to heavyweight and dominate in previous years, and it did seem a bit unfathomable for a lot of people that he's never going to compete with the Anthony Joshuas, or people weren't even really talking about Tyson Fury, I don't think, quite at the time. Or maybe he just sort of burst back on the scene beating Wilder. But yeah, I still think Usyk beats him. I think, you know, the argument is a good big un beats a good little un, but I think Usyk is an exceptional fighter. I think in terms of their boxing ability, like, Usyk is a lot better.
Ricky Hatton has urged Tyson Fury to fully utilize his physical advantages in the rematch with Oleksandr Usyk, noting that Fury didn't make the most of his towering height, reach, and weight in their first bout. Hatton believes these factors will be crucial in shifting the outcome. He He calls for Fury to plant his feet, throw punches with authority, and use his size to overwhelm Usyk. Hatton also stresses the importance of having a clear, focused voice in Fury's corner to provide strategic guidance that can make all the difference in the fight.
I think impose his height, impose his reach, impose his weight difference. I mean, all the advantages he has, he didn't use last time. When he allowed, you know, the smaller man, and as it's a good little man, isn't he? He's a good small man. But I think he allowed the smaller man to bully him around the ring. I'd be a bit inclined to hold my feet, hit him hard, use the weight advantage, use the reach advantage, use the height advantage that I don't think he used last time, and just have one voice in the corner.
Spencer Farron also shared his thoughts on the intense and brutal nature of the first bout between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, highlighting the deep respect required between two warriors who pushed themselves through 12 grueling rounds. He acknowledged the immense physical and mental toll such a battle takes on both fighters, raising questions about how much either man has left to give for the rematch. Farron pointed out that, in most cases, the fighter who suffers the most in a tough contest faces a harder recovery, while the victor often walks away with a psychological edge, strengthened by their resilience and triumph.
Those men have shared 12 really hard rounds, and they were hard rounds. They shared 12 hard rounds with each other. There has to be that camaraderie of respect. There's got to be, you know? And we shall see what either man has left, because that was a hard fight. Right? It was a hard fight. But the thing about when you see hard fights, usually, right, the guy that comes out second best in a hard fight usually can't muster anything else, right? And then psychologically, the guy that survived the hard fight but came out victorious, it raises them, usually.
Meanwhile, Derek Chisora has come out in support of the British fighter, expressing his belief that the upcoming rematch will be a thrilling showdown. While he expects a highly competitive contest, Chisora predicts that Usyk will hold the upper hand. He anticipates both fighters will tweak their strategies, but ultimately, Usyk's unique style will continue to pose a significant challenge for Fury. Regardless of the outcome, Chisora underscored that the fight promises to be an electrifying spectacle, showcasing a top-tier clash between two of the finest heavyweights on the planet.
That can't still the same, bro. It's gonna be a good fight. We're gonna see a little bit of difference, but you have to understand, Tyson's gonna come a little bit of difference, and Usyk's gonna come different, a little bit of difference. You understand? So it's gonna be a great fight, whatever happens. But as the scales hit right now, I think my money is still edging on Usyk.
Furthermore, Dean White weighed in on the upcoming rematch, expressing strong confidence that Tyson Fury can emerge victorious. He advocated for Fury to return to his aggressive boxing style, urging the British fighter to put pressure on Oleksandr Usyk and push him back. White believes that this assertive approach could be the key for Fury to gain the upper hand and secure a win in what promises to be a highly anticipated showdown.
Do you think Fury could do enough to turn the tide? Because he did look good in that. Yeah.
I think he can do enough, man. I think he needs to go back to what he was doing, try and box on the front foot and push him back. I think that's his route to win.
In contrast, Russ Amber took a more pragmatic approach, brushing aside the pre-fight hype and emphasizing that the only thing that truly matters is the outcome inside the ring. Reflecting on the first bout, Amber pointed out that all the pre-fight chatter became irrelevant once the winner and loser were determined. He downplayed the significance of promotional stunts, weigh-ins, and stare-downs, focusing instead on ensuring his fighter's mental and physical preparation both during training camp and on fight night. Amber stressed that the key to success lies in executing a well-prepared game plan over the full 12 rounds, and he expressed unwavering confidence that his fighter can do it again in the rematch.
Yeah, listen, it's all talk, it's all hype. As we saw in the first fight, when all the talking was done, at the end of the day, you know, you had a winner and a loser, and that's what matters to me. I don't care. You can talk. It's all for show. You know, this is all to sell tickets and to get people to say, "Oh, did you see what he said?" And "Oh, did you see what he said?" I don't care. I don't care. Me, I care what the mental state of my fighter is when we're in camp and when we go into the ring. I don't care what was said before. I don't care what you do at the weigh-in. I don't care about the stare down. I don't care about none of that stuff. I care that my guy's ready, that he's in shape, he's mentally prepared to do the 12 rounds the way we we want him to do them just like he did it the first time. And that's what I'm going to be counting on again for the rematch.
Egis Klimas recognized the unpredictable nature of boxing, noting that judges often see the action differently from the audience. With the upcoming fight on the horizon, he expressed his hope for fair and impartial judging, while also wishing for both fighters to leave the ring unharmed. Klimas emphasized that ultimately, the better man will prevail on December 21st, trusting that the outcome will reflect the true skill and determination of the fighter who earns it.
As far as the upcoming fight, it's hard to predict. It's boxing. We know, we've seen many. Sometimes you can win, but nowadays the judges just see us different than we see a fight. But hopefully the judges is going to be very fair for the fight. And my biggest wish, both guys become without the cuts, then we don't have to curse each other. And the best man gonna win December 21. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. See you in the next one.